All right, everybody, welcome to the JK Theory. Here we give it to you raw and uncut. We don't sugarcoat here. So before we get into it, I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. So we've got some more relationship-based situational topics here that we're going to touch on, and let's get right to it. So let's talk emotional affairs, okay?
Oh, okay.
The body count talk in a relationship. Is it necessary or hard pass?
A hard pass for me.
That low, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess now that I'm older,
Yeah.
you can't really blame a person if their body count is up there.
No.
I mean, it's not like, we're 18 and we just proposed to our high school sweetheart and this and that. And shit, even then, body count was up there. Still, it's just a different game. Once you're an adult, you're an adult. You lived your life, you've done what you've done. Um, I think if you're in a situation where it matters, you probably need to figure yourself out somewhere. You need to learn you or work on yourself more.
Yeah, exactly. Like what is it gonna change? Like
Right.
you can't go back in the past and be like, no, you can't fuck this person. Like that's not how it works. Like
Exactly.
what's done is done.
Yeah. However,
Hmm.
if I meet some girl and I find out that she was in the Guinness Book of World Records for a gangbang, yeah, it's no for me. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. I mean, we're talking 200, 300, 400 people. I think, I don't know. I might, what scares me is that I'll really dig somebody, right?
Hmm.
And then knowing that will make me think of her differently.
Why though?
Well, because if it ever comes to the point where it tastes a little different this time, something's off. Um, it don't feel the same. All this shit's gonna run through my head. It's just gonna play mind games. I'm gonna end up hating myself, and it's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
It doesn't bother me. Like
Now
I
I'm talking. I don't know. I'm talking like this is wifey now,
hmm
right? Not just a girl you dating. This is gonna be your main squeeze, right? This is gonna
Right.
be the
Yes.
bearer of your children or whatever, however you want to put it. It ain't a big deal for you.
No.
My man, God bless you.
Yeah, no. I don't care. Like what you did is what you did. Like if you were a great porn star at one time, uh, that's who you were. That's your life. That's you know. But I mean, me worrying about what somebody did in their past, shit, you ain't gonna be dating nobody because everybody got a past to them. And always don't like the double standards on certain things. Like, and that's one of them. Where it's like for a guy to be able to sleep with a trillion women and there's nothing wrong with it. And a girl sleep with 70 dudes. Now she this whole trick and all this other like I don't you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't like it, the comparison. I feel like she living her life, she having her fun, she doing what she doing. If she's
Right.
single, then why it wouldn't really matter.
I mean, 70 is okay. I'm talking 300
70, 300, 1,000,
in one
whatever.
night. In one night. In one night.
One night,
Yes. I'm talking,
she
she was Miss Gangbang. She was
she was durable. Is what
horrible. They ain't got no feeling, homeboy.
she was. I mean,
She technically a paraplegic down there. You know what I'm
I she probably was for a few months, but
saying? I mean, I don't know. All jokes aside, just like you said, everybody's got a pass. I don't care. Whatever you done, you done. As long as you ain't mess with kids or animals, I'm good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that's a hard no.
Mhm.
That's a hard no. Yeah.
So moving on to the next question.
It's not animals, are
No, no, no.
it?
Is cheating always physical?
Ooh, that's rough. because I'm gonna say yes, but I know certain women think no. Uh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's
It's kind of weird. Like
hard.
if you say, you got your main lady, right?
Hmm.
And that's your woman. You smashing,
Yes.
that's it, right? Like
Hmm.
in your head, she's the only one for you, you're the only one for her.
Yeah.
But then she on her phone a lot, messaging, sending pictures, sending videos. That's gotta be a form of cheating, right?
Technically, I guess it would be, because you're not being honest about what you're doing. So I think, for me, anytime you're not being honest is cheating. That's what I look at it as. You know what I'm saying? But um, I know certain people that, like, if you watch porn. I don't even know. Can you say porn on this?
I don't think you
Okay.
can, but it's all right.
God damn it.
I think you have to
Oh,
say porn.
watching adult entertainment.
There you go.
If you watch adult entertainment, then you're cheating. If you're, I mean, that's what I've heard this. I've heard women say this, and it's like they have different things about what they consider cheating. Me personally, I think anytime you're dishonest, you're cheating.
Okay. So I think the whole texting, sending videos, sending pictures is cheating because
Hmm.
it's just going to lead to that. That's the next step is physical. You know what I mean? That's just the next thing. It just
What?
elevates to that.
Okay, but wait a minute. What if it's a person? Say this person is in New Mexico, and you're just talking and sending pictures and things of that nature. You're probably never going to meet this person for real. You just like the attention that this person is giving you. Is that still a form of cheating?
It's going to lead to it. I mean, if you sending somebody sweet nothings, if you taking the time out of your day to entertain another person instead of entertaining what you got, I see it as a form of cheating. I do. Just because that's time and energy that you're putting in somebody else instead of
Mm,
trying to heal and uplift what you got.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
then at the same time, yeah, that person could be in New Mexico and your lady might not ever see that person, but ain't nothing stopping that dude from hopping on the plane to come down.
But what if it's one of those things where they'll never meet type thing? He just showing her attention. She likes the attention that he's showing her, and that's all it what it's going to be.
Then you know there's the problem right there. She likes the attention that he showed.
Hmm.
Then Playboy, you ain't doing something right.
Fair enough. Mm.
I mean, what the fuck? You want a pen pal? Like it don't work. It just doesn't click that way. But
Mm,
um, moving on.
yes.
Why I was gonna say we, but people, why do fall for the wrong people?
You said, why do people fall for the wrong people? Define wrong people. Because it's like at that moment that person might not be wrong, or you don't see them as wrong. Uh, or some people like what they can't have, and then some people just like that adrenaline rush that they get from certain people. You know.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't like using the word situationships, but that kind
Yeah.
of sums it up. Like they like the
Right. Yes.
situation that they're in.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of times people avoid the red flags. They either put blinders on themselves or they just don't see it and they go all in and it ends up being a mess.
I think people see red flags, they just ignore them because they paint a picture in their head on what they want this person to really be, or they have this imaginary thing about who this person is, and they put this, like, put them in a gold standard where they don't see anything else but what they have in their mind.
I feel you.
Mm.
Yes. I think if you're constantly falling for people, the wrong people, um, maybe the title, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend ain't for you.
Mhm.
You're just trying to figure out what you like. Um,
Right.
Me and you had this discussion off, the
Yeah.
podcast where we're like, do you have a type? Like, what's your type? If you were to create my type,
Right.
And we pretty much summed it up to like we don't really have a type. We
No.
like all different kinds of things.
Yes.
So, and I think maybe that's why some people fall into, you know, situations like that where it's just, I don't, it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to sound like rude or anything, but it's like, this is the flavor of the month and this is what I'm going to go for.
Right. Yeah. Me personally, I'm very open to dating. Uh, I can tell you certain things that I like, but at the end of the day, that might be total opposite of what I actually get and what I fall for. And that's happened before. Like I've this one lady I talked to, she was a total opposite of anything I've ever dated, but I liked her because of who she was. Like she was great. She was awesome person. So I mean, I tell people all the time, step out your norm. You put yourself in a box, you need to get out that box because that box is not working for you.
I hear that. I hear that. And that actually leads into my next question,
Ah.
which is kind of like you mentioned opposite, right?
Yeah.
So dating outside of your culture.
Ew.
What are some lessons or laughs that you've experienced dating outside of your culture?
I've learned quite a few white people don't know what seasonings are. I've learned that part.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. So
um
I'm Puerto Rican. I got
yes.
Peruvian blood in me as well.
Hmm.
Um, I've I've dated outside of my culture a lot.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, this one particular race that I've dated always put me in these situations where I'm the only brown person for miles. Okay. Like I stick out like a sore thumb. And I'm just looking around and I'm like, man, if something pop off and the cops come, they looking at me.
They going right
I'm
for
going
you. Yep.
down. Like it is crazy. So yeah, it is different dating outside your
It,
culture. I mean, it's definitely a great learning experience. You get to learn about
mhm.
people. I've been into situations where I've been face to face with a racist. I've been face to face with a Confederate flag flying Southerner. That's what he lives and stands by. And at the end of the day, we shook hands, had a great laugh, and I made my point very clear on where I stand on things,
Right.
you know? So it's definitely a learning thing. I'm a
Yeah.
people person.
Yeah.
I love talking with different kinds of people.
Hmm.
I've been in sales my whole life, so I know how to chit chat amongst people. And I think it's a great learning situation. However, it's a great reality check to know that,
Yes.
damn, there's a lot of people that do things a lot differently,
Man.
and there are some similarities as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I personally don't mind stepping outside my culture. Because once you limit yourself, it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? Like your soulmate might be a person that is not in your culture, like whatsoever at all.
Yeah.
And you know, so I try not to look at that, but at the same time, certain things you can't ignore when you're dating outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the one person with the Confederate flag, like I, I've been in situations similar to that where there's been a few family members that have not liked certain things about me. Uh and it just makes an awkward and weird situation because if you bring those people to your family, it's going to be a huge problem. So certain things is hard to kind of to deal with it, unfortunately, because people are still ignorant in their ways. But I tell people all the time, give it a try, just see, because you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you could be missing out on a great experience.
Yep.
And it's not just black, white, brown. Like
No.
even in the whole Hispanic thing, there's Mexicans are different from Puerto Ricans, are different
Yep.
from Cubans, are different from Colombians and
Okay.
Dominicans. They
Yep.
share some similarities, but there's a huge cultural shock there.
Yep.
And you know me, longest, I love being Puerto Rican. I love Puerto
Yes.
Rican women. I think they're the most beautiful women out there, but I have yet to date a Puerto Rican woman. So am I missing out? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but it's good to, put your feet in the water, see if you like it kind of.
Right.
So where's your stance on if you see someone that's like for example, these dating sites or these dating apps where they're like, oh, I support black love only, or oh, if you're white, it's all right, just that. And
Yeah.
it'll only go down if you're brown. Like they got all these like quotes and shit like that.
Right.
So I don't know. That to me, it just comes off racist, but then maybe they just like what they like, right?
I don't think it's racist. I think people just like what they like. Like, and I respect people that, they want to stick with their culture. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it because, like I said, it is, I won't say it's dangerous, but kind of sometimes dating outside your culture because of all the other factors that boil inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind if it's a Caucasian person that just wants to date a Caucasian. That's perfectly fine. If it's a black person, Puerto Rican, whatever, that's cool. All I'm saying is you could be missing out. You never know.
Yeah, I think that they're definitely blocking their own blessings from a
Hmm.
great experience.
Yeah,
And
and I'm not saying
even if it's a bad experience, yo, you just mess with that one person. That one person don't speak for the whole
exactly.
culture.
Thank you. Yes, and I think, and while we're on this, I'm just gonna say this real quick. I cannot stand, and I'm going to call my culture out when men down women in my culture because they had a bad experience with a couple women. You act like that's every fucking person in that culture.
Right. They're not the
No,
spokesperson for the culture.
no, no. Like if you want to down that person, then say that person is or was whatever, whatever. But don't make it seem like every fucking body in the culture is this way because you had a bad experience.
I feel you. I feel you. I won't name names just because I don't want to get sued. But I did work for a company years ago, and I worked for their Spanish sales team,
Mm,
and everyone on the sales team was Mexican. And this particular company would go to Mexico a lot.
right.
One of their um, like VPs in Mexico
Hmm.
came to the office to visit. I was introduced to them, and they introduced me as, this is so and so. By the way, his roots are from Puerto Rico. And he shook my hand. We started talking, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, wow, you speak Spanish very well. I'm impressed. And I'm like, what do you mean I speak very well? We've been speaking Spanish this whole time. Like, is there a certain
Right.
he goes, well, I mean, I've listened to your guys' music and I can't understand you, and you guys don't roll your R's, and you guys don't do this, and you guys don't do that. And I'm like, the country is named Puerto Rico. You have to roll your R's to say it. And just because what you see and hear in reggaeton and all these videos and stuff, that doesn't speak for everybody.
Right.
Just like, and I told the guy, just like with you, you didn't come in here and say, Órale, güey, ¿quieres tacos? No, you spoke Spanish properly, right? Because not everybody speaks that way, and that's okay. You
Right.
know? So yeah, you guys got to understand that one person doesn't represent the whole culture.
No.
There's different dialects, attitudes, everything. You know, it's just like saying, I don't know, if we were to go with a black stereotype, you
Yeah.
take Carlton Banks and you take Little Wayne, two
Mhm.
totally different people, but they don't represent the entire culture. So this has been a great, great episode. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. Let us know. If you guys have any funny stories, especially dating outside your culture, we would love to hear them. Reach out to us at thejktheory@gmail.com. And until next time, I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. Peace.
Peace.
Remember when we went through that one bar, the White's Tavern? And we're like, yeah,
Oh my God, yes.
how would
Never
you
take
name
me
the
in there,
bar the White's Tavern?
bro. That's
That's crazy.